all. Today we are going to learn one more topic about health and hygiene. This topic leads with the cleanliness and hygiene. To avoid diseases, we should maintain cleanliness. This cleanliness is mainly of two types: personal hygiene and community hygiene. That means we have to take care of ourselves, our body, and we have to check our surroundings also. We have to keep our body also clean and our surroundings also clean. First, we'll see how to maintain personal hygiene. It is very important to everyone to take balanced diet in order to protect us from many kinds of diseases. Besides taking this balanced diet, a healthy lifestyle and cleanliness are very essential to keep us healthy. Personal hygiene, it is a way to keep our body clean and neat. By following good habits, we can maintain our personal hygiene. Care of skin, hands and hair. We should take bath regularly twice to remove sweat and dirt which is formed on the skin. This keeps our skin clean and free from germs. Always we have to wear clean, properly washed clothes, particularly our undergarments and socks. They should be properly cleaned and dried in the sun to remove microorganisms, dust, and dirt particles from them. As clothes are very near to our skin, dead cells, germs, they gets collected on these clothes. That's why we have to properly clean them and we have to dry them in the sunlight to kill the germs and to remove these dead cells. Washing hands, it is the simple way of lifestyle which prevents many infections and diseases. Wash your hands regularly before and after meals, even after using the toilet or touching any animals or equipment which does not belong to us. When we touch the contaminated objects, we should wash our hands particularly. Healthcare experts, they advise that rubbing hands with soap water or mild detergents, it prevents the entry of microorganisms into our body. Washing of hands prevents the entry of many germs or microorganisms which cause diseases in us. Particularly the organisms which cause diarrhea and allergy, they do not enter into our body when we follow this practice. To have shining hair, we should massage our hair and scalp with oil regularly. This it betters or improves the blood circulation and keeps the hair neat and shiny. Combing the hair daily, it helps in preventing the deposition of dust on the hair. Always we should trim our nails and we should clean our nails to avoid accumulation of dirt and germs into the nails. Oral hygiene. Oral hygiene involves keeping the mouth and teeth clean. This prevents the tooth decay. Tooth decay is caused by the entry of microorganisms and the action of these microorganisms due to the presence of food particles in between the teeth. These microorganisms, they act on these small food particles in between the teeth and they form a sticky film like substance called plaque. They will be very active and they make strong acids which form cavities or small holes in the teeth leading to tooth decay. We can prevent these by brushing our teeth twice daily and rinsing our mouth after eating anything. Eating crunchy vegetables like radish, carrot, leafy vegetables, fruits, they will scrub our teeth and make the gums strong. Taking calcium rich foods like milk, cheese, curd, they improve the health of the bones and teeth and make them strong. Avoid taking of excessive chocolates and toffees or and sweets which cause tooth decay. Eye care. Eyes are the most delicate organs in our body. We need to protect our eyes from dust, infections like conjunctivitis and trachoma. When we take foods like spinach, carrot, cabbage, fruits, vegetables, milk, eggs, all these which contain vitamin A helps in maintaining the health of the eyes. The eyes have a natural defensive mechanism. The eyelashes they protect the eyes from dust and dirt. Even the tears which are produced in our eyes, they will wash out the dirt, and eyelids they close when any object gets too close to our eyes. When we cannot see properly, it refers to a condition called eye disorders. There are two types of eye disorders in which we cannot locate near objects and far objects. They are myopia and hypermetropia. In myopia, people they cannot see clearly the far objects. In hypermetropia, the people they cannot see clearly the nearby objects. What are the do's we should follow to keep our eyes clean? At least for 2 to 3 times, we should clean our eyes with clean water. We should maintain proper eye distance when we are working on computer or watching TV, even when reading books also. When we are going out on a bright sunny days, we should protect our eyes by wearing sunglasses to not get affected by the glare of the sun. Locating far objects at frequent times, it reduces the strain on our eyes. If we have any problem in reading or in focusing onto the blackboard or book, immediately we should visit an eye specialist called ophthalmologist. What the don'ts we should follow in the concept of eye care are: if any damage happens to our eyes or if any dust or dirt particles enter our eyes, we should avoid rubbing. This rubbing of eyes it causes damage to our eyes. Do not read in dim light or in moving vehicles. Do not watch television or computer for long periods. For every 20 minutes we have to take a break, which mm, reduces the stress on our eyes. Eclipses are not seen with naked eyes. When any foreign particle like dust or dirt enters into our eyes, we should not remove the dust or dirt particle with any other objects. Just simply by splashing water into our eyes or by blinking our eyes frequently, which allow the flow of tears, it removes the dust particles. Community hygiene. The maintenance of clean environment in and around our surroundings helps people to stay healthy. Besides personal hygiene, we should keep our surroundings also clean. The activities which we should perform in keeping our surroundings clean, they come under community hygiene. The community hygiene programs are provision of or supply of safe drinking water, proper disposal of waste and treating them in a proper way, by villages and municipalities. Provision of safe drinking water. Contaminated water consumption leads to many diseases like typhoid, cholera, which are very severe and affect the health. So clean drinking water supply, it is the basic requirement for any human being to maintain their good health. Water can be made safe for drinking when we follow methods like chlorination, using alum crystals, sedimentation, boiling, or using RO filters and water filters. Some chlorine tablets are used or mixed with the water, which kills the germs. If water is muddy, to remove the mud or to allow the mud to settle down, alum crystal can be used, which can be filtered later. Sedimentation is a process of storing water in storage tanks or earthen pots. This removes the suspended or the particles which gets mixed into the water by allowing them to settle down for long time. This process is called as sedimentation. The simple method of purifying water is boiling. Boiling of water at least for 15 minutes kills the germs and makes the water suitable for drinking. Nowadays, water filters with more techniques such as carbon candles, ultraviolet radiations passing through the water, reverse osmosis, RO systems are using by the people to get germ free water. Disposal of waste and treatment of waste. Proper disposal of waste and treatment of these wastes, it contributes to make the surroundings clean and neat, and it will reflect overall public health also. It is a responsibility of all the civilians or the citizens of India or that environment to make sure the place free from waste from households, offices, industries, which protects the environment and helps us to maintain our health. Different methods are followed for proper disposal of waste, like sewage disposal and treatment, garbage collection and dumping, composting. Sewage disposal and treatment. The wastewater from our household usage, like toilets and other places, are carried through underground sewers or drainages. Most cities they have these wastewater treatment plants to remove the impurities. The sewage treatment is nothing but separating of these impurities which got mixed in the water and allowing the water which are free from waste into the water bodies. If the wastewater is directly sent into the water bodies like rivers, lakes, ponds, seas, and oceans, the wastewater which contains impurities will affect the water life or the fish and other organisms which live in water. So, cities and villages they should have water treatment plants, sewage water treatment plants which removes the waste from the water and allows it to flow into water bodies. Garbage collection and dumping. The municipalities and panchayat boards in villages and cities they make arrangements for the collection of garbage and they follow the proper disposal of these wastes. The collected garbage is dumped into pits in the low lying areas away from the residential areas or the places where people live. When these pits are filled, these are covered by soil so that the garbage cannot be distributed or spread through the surroundings or by animals into the places where people live. Sometimes parks, shopping malls, and other buildings, they are allowed to build in these dumping grounds after many years. Composting. The kitchen waste and garden waste, they can be decomposed naturally by using worms, by dumping them into the pits and covered with soil. Worms like earthworms or the microorganisms which are present in the soil, they decompose these kitchen wastes and garden waste and convert them into manure, which increases the soil health. It is called as compost. This method of composting, it is helpful in the maintenance of soil's health and in the maintenance of the environment also. If the composting is made with the earthworms, or if the earthworms are added into these pits for the process of decomposition of waste, then this type of manure we get, it is called as organic manure, and that type of composting is called as vermicomposting. I hope all of you understood the topic well. Thank you.